Hello, everyone, and welcome to Up at Noon. I'm your host, Janina, and I'm here with my guests, Brian and Max.
That's okay.
You're taking our jobs.
Not supposed to
And
work like
on
that.
today's show, we've got a really interesting show for you. It's filled with show things.
This is great. This is easier than the normal ones where we have to remember the name of the person who's here.
Yeah, that was okay.
That's what's on the prompter.
You're doing great so far. What kind of show things did you have?
Lots of things about Star Wars.
Yeah, let's talk about Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's a war. It's in the stars.
That's
Check it
basically
out, everyone.
all we know after decades of research. We've got the war in the stars, and that's about it.
Woo!
Nailed it.
What was that?
Welcome to Wikipedia Live for Star Wars. We figured it out, and that's it. The definition of the Star Wars. Wars in the Star? Got it. Keep it locked to IGN for all coverage of the Star War.
Woo!
Nailed it. Interview 10 out of 10. Interview of the Year Awards. At the interviewees. The Golden Trophy.
Oh, God.
The Golden Trophy.
You see?
Welcome to the Golden Trophy. It's the royalty-free clip art and stock photo award ceremony.
Hold on. We had a plan here. Here's the plan. This is Janina. Hi, Janina.
Hi.
Welcome to Up at Noon.
Thanks, dude. I'm happy to be here.
Battlefront 2 is out. We
It
have
is.
all played the campaign. We all really enjoy it. I don't want to spoil a lot of it, but
When does this air?
Tomorrow.
Now.
Right now. It's on right now.
Are we live?
No, we're not
Right
live.
Okay.
It's it.
No.
Great. So you haven't played the whole campaign?
No, yeah, well, of course we did. I played it twice. I got all the collectibles.
No, dude. There is Resurrection, which is the free
the rest
DLC
of
that's
it,
coming
yes.
coming the 13th.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So.
So there's more coming.
Yeah.
But we wanted to talk about what exists so far that people have played.
Okay.
And I know you've been doing a great job hosting the show so far.
Thank you.
I'm gonna just steal it.
I'm made for this
Just a
job.
quick- Okay, so I'm sure you've done 1,000 interviews about this game and how it all came together, and that is fantastic and awesome. I want to go even further back to like your origins as a Star Wars fan. What was this? I know you told us earlier about the literal day you were born. I don't want to go back that far. Let's go a few years ahead of that.
Sure.
When did you first connect with this universe?
Galaxy. So the.
How many times are you going to actually us on this?
You're
All
professionally.
the time. Anytime I can actually you, I'm gonna super actually you.
Please do.
Well, I actually hung out with my best friend from high school 2 days ago at a barcade in LA, and we were talking about Star Wars. He doesn't remember showing me Star Wars at all, but it was
really?
like such a big moment for me. I like grew up with a super strict upbringing, and I like wasn't allowed to play video games or like watch television. I missed so many pop culture moments because I was like a classical music kid and like had strict parents.
You know who else was a classical music kid? John Williams.
What?
He did some music for those films. They're
I've
called Star
never
Wars.
heard of him.
Oh man, she does this thing. It's like da, 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 da,
I love that song.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
totally
check
good.
that out.
Yeah, my version's not.
Yeah,
as good.
do you have a Spotify playlist for
That's
that?
it. It's just me doing the songs with my mouth.
Wow.
And,
So I got to my freshman year of high school, and I'd still not seen Star Wars.
That's crazy.
I know, it's super
Did you do
lame.
that thing where he's like, you haven't seen Star Wars?
Basically,
And then,
he was like, I'm going to break up with you as a friend if you don't watch it immediately. So we went to his house and watched the trilogy all in order. And of course, because I was like a classical music kid,
Right.
I only listened to like basically like Broadway scores and classical music until then. And then I sat down and I remember sitting in the chair and like gripping the seats because he had turned up the music and the crawl started and John Williams' score
Right.
started, and I was just like, you know, that like Dolby. Is
Yeah.
that the thing where like the guy's in the chair and the hair's flying back?
Yeah,
and
or
it's-
it was a Maxell commercial, right?
that one too.
Yeah, the music
know.
really just used to kill people.
You can just fact check that.
Yeah, that's
Everyone
fine.
was watching.
Wikipedia the show.
Yeah, but that was it.
Yeah.
That was like the moment.
That's incredible. And
Yeah.
so you were like, okay, this is it. I like this. Did you try to learn the music like?
Oh, of course. I mean, it was all I listened to. Suddenly,
Right.
It was like.
Just get in the car and everyone's just like, okay, you can stop
all
playing that
right,
song now,
great.
Janina.
Yeah.
The opening crawl is in your car every
Did
time.
you just
we get
All
like
the
doodle
time.
Star Wars music in your music notes and just sketch it out?
It's called notating, but yeah.
I don't know how to write. I don't know how the music works.
Yeah,
but
it's not doodling. It's an actual term.
You
It's
don't
called
doodle
notating.
the note.
You draw the Star Wars score and draw hearts around it.
Do.
But now you're
You
in a
didn't
Star
draw any
Wars.
songs.
Draw a song.
But now you're in a Star Wars game. Like you were a canonical character in Star Wars.
Yeah, it's wild.
How did you audition for that? How did that come about?
So, you know, they don't have to tell you what you audition for when you are in the video game world.
Is that a law, really?
Well, I think we were trying to change that as a union. Like, we want to know what we're working on.
Right.
Yeah, you know. But I'm like a super NeoGAF lurker. So I totally knew what it was.
Oh, you had an idea of what it... Oh, man, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Speaking of, I created a forum for game developers, but we can talk about it later.
No, yeah, it's called a Wikipedia.
No, it's called the forum.games. Anyway, so, so I was, I like read NeoGAF almost every day, and the buzzword I had was like motive and dice.
Right.
So first I saw dice and I thought that it was Battlefield. I was like, oh, interesting. Okay, well, I wonder who would I be playing, blah, blah, blah. And then I saw motive, which meant it wasn't visceral. And then suddenly I was like, oh shit, they're making a Star Wars story, which is what we've all wanted, right?
Yeah,
so,
of course. I think that was like the #1 most asked thing for in the last game, which Max and I played for like hundreds of hours.
Okay, so John Boyega was like.
Yeah, he was like, give it to me.
Have you talked to him about that?
Yeah.
What's that like? Did you know about you knew that before he did, right? Like you.
Yes. I did. Well, I don't know. I mean, like, it's a funny thing in the sort of like Star Wars family of it all. It really is like a bunch of wonderful people that are the keepers of the gates, if you will. I mean, that's one thing that was unexpected was that I was going to meet all these wonderful people who know that they're a part of something so much bigger than themselves, and they're all nerds, and they all want to make sure that the thing that they love doesn't get ruined, and they take it very seriously.
Well, because
me included.
Everything now is like this huge, I imagine like this almost sort of like serial killer interconnected whiteboard with yarn and everything. It's like, well, if Janina's character is here during this year and Luke's here, then like, what about this over here? And like Han Solo has a beard, but why? Because in the book he has a beard. And,
but
they didn't invent razors yet because it was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yes, and we had a Lucasfilm story group member with us every day that we were shooting, and every day that we were in production. I still talk to.
Is that like actually the man, basically? Like as somebody who's just constantly being like, no.
Yeah, he's actually the man. There's a group of actuallys. They're just like that. They make sure that we don't screw up.
A group of actuallys.
Yeah,
I love that. That's such
actually.
A cool term.
Did you do anything that got actually on the set, like when you were performing?
I'm sure we did. I know that the writers got actually because. Well, there's a story that you have to ask Mitch. You guys know Mitch, right? Mitchy D, come on, Mitchy D.
Yeah, he threw up in my hotel room shower in Tokyo.
Everybody has such a good Mitchy D story.
Mine. That is mine.
I love him.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
So, there's a story that like he came up with a planet that we were gonna visit or something, and then they were like, actually, don't do that one. And he was like, why? And they're like, we can't tell you.
Oh, so that's what I love. It's like you're there, but there's levels of secrecy there.
Absolutely.
And like you have access. You're in the Star Wars.
Yeah.
You're a character. You're a hero. And there are people sitting next to you who know more than you, and they can't tell you.
Yes, but we've all signed our own scary NDAs.
Right.
I think I've signed 3.
Wow.
Good God.
Because I have 3 bosses. I have EA, and I have Lucasfilm, and I have Disney.
Yeah, it seems terrifying.
It is terrifying.
You have 2 glasses of wine. You snitch.
I don't drink.
Cough. You don't drink.
No.
That's the secret.
That's probably why they were like, let's pick her.
That's the one. That is the secret.
Yeah.
So like now, we talk to a lot of voice actors in this job. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite things to do because they're wonderful people. They really are. Troy Baker, he's done Up at Noon a couple times.
Good friend of mine.
He plays characters that look like him sometimes. Like I'd say Delsin in Infamous, and then he also plays characters that look nothing like him.
Yeah.
But you look like your character in this game. Like it's you.
Yeah, it's exactly every stupid pore on my dumb face.
It is really how so they just go deep into the mocap, like microscopic mocap.
I guess so.
Every little.
It's kind of terrifying, yeah.
Yeah, it seems scary. So what was a creative decision to basically put your exact face in this game? Because it's you. It's like kind of surreal.
I don't know if it's a creative decision. They chose to cast people who could exist in a game and outside of a game, and I think they put a lot of thought and care into that, and that's why we're there.
Yeah, because you're going to be in a bunch of films. I
don't
know. I'm just guessing.
I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That would be really awesome. So
or television shows that just got announced too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or more books. Or comics.
I don't think they need like you to be in the books though. Did they consult you for the book at all? Because Iden Versio shows up in.
I mean, there's a whole backstory book to her and the Dawn of the Inferno Squad that they asked me to voice. I did the audiobook to it.
Oh, that's
so cool.
That was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Oh, really?
That was really hard. Yeah, I was terrified. I had no time to do it. I did it in the middle of my Battlefront schedule, and I was like exhausted, and I had to do all of the voices. And the most terrifying thing is, when first of all, it's a Star Wars, and you care so very deeply, unless you're an asshole, and I'm not. And then also, like, I was playing 3 Englishmen that all talk to each other, and I work with them.
Did you have to do a British accent?
Yeah, I did all the different versions of it. Was
I'll be honest, like narrating an audiobook sounds like way more taxing than doing like full-blown mocap stuff.
So much more taxing.
Yeah.
And I have friends who are, some of them, they've built careers doing it, and I mean, I respected them before because I could see how much effort and lifeblood it takes. But man, oh man, that was rough.
That is bonkers. I mean, I was like, I did our VO for our Xenoblade Chronicles review today, and I walked out and I was like, it was 3.5 pages, and I'm so sleepy. I needed like 6 coffees to get back in the game. And you're like, no, here's a book. I did British accents, 3 different people. Slam dunk.
But that's also
I don't know if it's a slam dunk. I haven't listened to it yet.
Just walk away from me like, that's close that book.
I'm terrified. I'm sort of like.
You didn't do like a Mrs. Doubtfire British accent, so I think you'll be fine. You'll be okay.
Oh,
It's
Mrs.
like,
Doubtfire. Isn't she Irish? Hello,
Scottish?
Mrs.
Sort of just like
Doubtfire.
pan-European.
I don't know. Somebody should look. Somebody from like the Mrs. Doubtfire story group should check up on that.
Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mrs. Doubtfire cinematic universe.
One of the first things we saw you doing was like there was that sort of behind the scenes like Battlefront thing, and it had you with like pulleys all over you in like a mocap stage, getting like thrown around for the like I forget which mission it was exactly.
I didn't do the stunt work.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No, look closer. That's a very, very talented stunt.
Oh my
performer.
god, yeah. But I was gonna say, like, with the mocap stuff, how physically exerting does it get?
Very.
Yeah.
Very. This is a fully on-camera experience. So, a lot of people are like, "Oh, the voice actors." I'm like, "Dude, I wish you could come to set so you could see what we did, because this was we shot a movie.
Yeah.
We shot a movie.
It's performance capture, which it's. Sounds like a euphemism for just filming, but
yeah, it is. I mean, there's 1,000 cameras around you, but I'm not one of those actors that's like, and I did all my stunts. I'm not. I do some of them, but there are very skilled stunt performers that put their life on the line for actors all the time, and they don't get enough credit. So, and I didn't even get to meet that person.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that just
I just didn't happen to be there on that day. Whatever, scheduling, but like, thank you, person who flew around and hit a wall for me.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And everybody, as Iden. I mean, we share that together now,
So you got to see this video game come together. I think there's like something kind of remarkable about that. Like, I mean, the environments get made and the lighting gets added.
And
all
it's
this
so
stuff.
pretty.
Yeah, and it's really gorgeous. I was watching your character walking around your home planet was kind of this thing where like it gave me chills, and I was texting people who worked on the game, and I was like,
Like who?
like Mitch Dyer, the guy that puked in my shower in Tokyo.
Cool.
Yeah, he got really sick.
Cool.
It was a long puke.
Yeah.
Calling you out, Mitch.
I love it.
Yeah.
I was listening to something where somebody said on some podcast. Yeah, I remember Mitch, because everybody's so proud of him for being able to go so far in his career already. He's so young. He's written a Star Wars.
You got to keep him humble.
Yeah, but people tell these great stories. Like somebody was on a podcast, like. Yeah, I remember walking down the street with him, and half his burrito fell out on the ground. I was like, really? That's what you're going to...
Yep.
Oh, Mitch, but that's the amount of love.
We don't have to get too into it, but he does this thing where like we go out for lunch, and then he eats the lunch outside of the place while we're walking back to go eat.
Oh, right.
Which is, I think the word is rude.
I think he's the rudest Canadian I've met.
It's kind of a problem. Anyway, you're holding an action figure that's based on characters in your new game. It is not you specifically, because there's we made that mistake earlier before you sat down.
Don't make that mistake.
See that? It's a threat. It's fear. It's pure fear. Look at that.
You were like, I was like, that could be you, and before you got promoted to commander, and you were like, no,
that is
wrong.
That is a threatening. That is very threatening.
It's weird though,
because it's still going.
If you were in like the Imperial outfit, I'd be like that. That makes sense. But you're wearing like an owl shirt with like sequins on it, so.
I think that makes it scarier. I think there's a level of that is actually legit terrifying. That is so terrifying. That looks like you're gonna.
I got suspenders, guys.
Yeah, it looks like you're gonna put me in a barrel and throw me off.
I just roll you down a hill. You're gonna love it. It's fine.
So you're holding an action figure that's based on characters in your game, effectively.
Oh yeah, part
surreal,
of a squad.
How surreal is that? Isn't that weird?
It's super weird, man.
I mean, have they made action figures on other things you've worked on? Possibly.
Yeah.
Was there?
Not necessarily of me, but yeah. I mean, I've done a lot of work in different fantasy
Right.
things.
I think this is like, to me, this is like one of the coolest things.
This is the coolest.
Yeah, by
right
far.
on.
I actually collect these. These are the like Hasbro 6-inch scale Black Series Star Wars action figures.
Yeah.
I love them. You saw my desk earlier. There's 100 of them on
Yeah,
there.
they're
Hey, that's
so
our desk.
It's our
cool.
desk.
You share.
We haven't had a custody
Desk
battle
mates.
yet.
Yeah.
But when I saw this, I snatched it up immediately because I'm like, this is really cool. I
Super
like
rad.
seeing toys based on video games. So what's it like to just sort of be like, they made a little version of my friends?
So I didn't know that any of this was happening until Star Wars Celebration.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the day that they announced this story and my character, I flew myself out. I just like wanted to be there and
course.
experience it with everybody. I was walking around and looking at all of the booths, and I saw this, and I just thought it was like a Death Trooper.
Yeah.
I just didn't in
That's
any
nuts.
way think that this was Inferno Squad.
Mm-hmm.
And I think someone tweeted it at me, and I was like, I saw that. So I had to go back the next day, and I was like,
So they announced Battlefront.
It's happened!
They announced Battlefront at I think it was day 2 of Celebration or something.
I think so.
Did you get to walk around being like, no one knows who I am yet?
Oh.
Like that's kind of a secret. And
Matt
then,
Martin, story group
Right.
member. Do you know this guy?
Yeah, I know Matt.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a story about Matt Martin. He came up to me. I had not met him. So he came up to me, and he was like,
Oh.
I'm sorry, are you Iden? And I was like,
Oh no!
what's an Iden?
He was testing your NDA.
Because it was the day before they had announced it. And the word Iden didn't exist
No.
in the world.
No.
So I literally was like, I don't know what an Iden is. And he was like, are you an actress? And I went, yes. You should tell me what you mean. And he was like, I'm with Story Group. I was like, you gotta lead with that, man.
yeah.
You gotta lead with
Yeah, Matt Martin has this demeanor kind of like Agent Coulson. Like he's just very very kind of polite and kind of somber and
That feels
yeah.
like a street administered NDA test.
That's
That's how I felt it was.
Like they're trying to catch you in
That's
the wild.
like when cops hire underage kids to go into liquor stores, but with Star Wars,
Totally.
Yeah,
I was like, what is this? Star Wars entrapment?
No, if we did that to you, that would be gotcha journalism.
Yeah. Star Wars
Truly.
Entrapment is
Yeah.
actually a novel coming out very soon by Chuck Wendig.
It's true. You have worked here all day today, and we're very, very
Whatever.
lucky to have
It's
you.
so fun.
Yeah, we call it up at noon. It's 7:51 p.m.
Yeah, you've done 100 things in IGN. I'm like, I've been wanting to work with you for the longest time, so this is fantastic.
It's nice to finally meet you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
me
too.
too.
You know?
And thank you for hosting the
Mostly
the segment.
we want
Hey,
somebody
no
else
problem.
to just.
I'm a natural host, and you'll be getting your letters of termination soon.
Oh, good. I love those. I love getting mail. It's your birthday today.
Oh,
And
it
we-
is.
We found that out this morning.
Yeah.
Max and I, we both went to art school.
You did?
Yeah.
What did you
Yeah.
study?
Nothing
Art.
good because
Well,
that's why we're here.
that's pretty vague.
Yeah, but it's your birthday today, so we decided to get/make you a cake, and we're not.
I hope it looks like a giant mess.
It's
well-
it's not okay. Well,
Okay,
we have to
maybe
vamp a
just
little 'cause our
brace your
producers want
he's
to
getting
get
the
it.
cake.
He's getting the cake. It's not okay. So here's the thing: when you buy a cake,
Yeah.
it looks great, and then you can either hand it to somebody that knows what they're doing, or you can hand it to us. And that,
Well, did you add your arts to it?
Yeah, we did
yes.
we did good art on it.
Yes, we did.
You
using
made it-
what was available to us. So
Here's your
here
cake.
is
This
the
is
cake
beautiful.
that we
Yeah.
made for your
Oh,
birthday.
it's got an Inferno Squad logo
Okay, so it has
on
Star Wars gummies on the outside.
This is actually beautiful. Have you taken a photo of this yet?
I will take some for you. Yes.
Look at all these characters.
And around the
Oh,
outside.
and these are the what's it called? Oh, who makes these?
I think they're
Star
Hasbro,
Wars.
Fisher Price.
Those
No.
are official Star Wars characters. Yeah.
These. Okay, fine.
That's Rick. That's Uncle Deadly. And this is the old man farmer. And that's the sick robot. These are all wonderful Star Wars characters.
So-
I want to tell you the best part about this cake.
This is so sweet.
Around the outside of this cake, I wrote Star Wars cake.
Because honestly,
Oh, I
if,
see it
if
in
you,
case I was confused.
if you look at it, it's not really clear.
Can you see? Wait. Star Wars.
This is actually how they're going to do the next opening crawl. It's going to be on the side of a huge cake, and they
That's
rotate
true.
it slowly.
And they're going to keep rotating it.
Yeah.
Another funny story, these gummies, they were in a huge box of lots of other gummies. We ate them all.
You ate them all?
We left the red ones on the
Did you lick them and then put them back on?
No,
the cake?
No, those ones
These-
were like that.
These were great.
We had to throw a bunch of those away and
Yeah.
around the room because they were too melty.
Yeah.
Oh,
my son,
no.
so I haven't felt great all day from
Oh,
all
I'm
the gummies.
sorry.
You don't
But-
have to eat
From
that,
your
by the way.
dark
You don't have to,
gummies?
yeah, I know it's scary. So I don't know if we want to have.
Oh, look at him. He stands perfectly. Wait,
See?
ready?
Look at that. Well, that's the birthday girl.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Genuinely.
Thank you, guys.
Seriously. And thank you so much for joining us on Up at Noon.
Woo!
Brian, Max, and Janina, go check out Star Wars Battlefront 2. In stores right now. The campaign is awesome, and we love it. And Janina, you're great. And thank you so much for
You
spending your
are.
birthday with us.
Thank you, guys.
And feel free to give this to anybody.
And if you have tips on how to eat a burrito without making an ass of yourself, tweet them at Mitchie D on Twitter.
Yeah, and if you
Mitch, we love you.
if you work at Wikipedia and you guys really do have a show or something, we're sorry. Please don't sue us. We were trying to make a goof.
Or if you like the idea, you can buy our pitch.
That's true. $5 and a cake gets you in there. Famous Star Wars characters.
Oh, God!
And the end of the segment. Oh, hi there. Thanks for watching our interview with Janina Gavankar, an excellent voice actress. If you like interviews about voice acting, you'll love this interview with Alan Tudyk, who played K2SO in Star Wars Rogue One. And after that, watch our interview with Anthony Ingruber, who plays the Joker in the new Batman game. Interviews, voice acting, sounds, videos, mind, fingers, click, watch, and live.